Okay, so we're going to start by putting a clear coat on our shell. You see my shell has a hole in the top already, so we're good to go. I like to use clear nail polish, and it is no chip, so it will last long, but resin works just as well. And what I do is I paint the entire exterior of the shell. The interior doesn't need to be painted because we won't see it. But if you would like to have a very complete job, you're more than welcome to paint both the inside and the outside. This just gives it a more glossy look, and it looks nicer, in my opinion, but if you like the more natural rustic look, you don't have to put a clear coat on it. Okay. Has a good shine to it. And you can see I have all my materials out right here. This is the eye pin. This is the bead, which will go in between the eye pin and the top of the shell. Here is the jump ring. I ran out of silver ones, so we're going to have to use this one, which is okay. Here's my chain, and these are my needle nose pliers, and you can see they also have wire cutters right there. Cut like that. And that's to cut the end of the eye pin off after. Okay, so when you do yours, you should wait for this to dry, but I have already painted one. And so first we need to fit the eye pin. So what I like to do is put the eye pin in the top and see how far it goes through. It stops right about there. So what I'm going to do is bend it using the shell, and then I'm going to try again, but it's still there. So I'm going to pull it out, see how we have our nice bend, and I am going to put it just slightly in and use the shell to bend the top. Now I'm going to try it again, and this takes some pressure, but see, it goes all the way through. Now before I put it in there for good, I'm going to take it out and make sure I don't forget my bead, because it's a bummer when you have to go back and put that bead on after you've wrapped the eye pin around it. And I put the eye pin back in. Now I'm going to start wrapping the eye pin around the shell. See, you can see it goes all the way through. To start wrapping, I'm going to pull the eye pin up to the top of this opening. So it looks like that. Then we're going to wrap it with the shell. So in this case, if you face the shell up, it's going counterclockwise. And I'm going to pull it as far up into that groove as I can get it, because it looks nice when you pull it around and it goes with the stripe at the bottom of the shell. Now at this point, see it doesn't reach all the way around? I'm going to use my needle nose pliers to get a good grip and pull it tight. Now at this point, I have it just at the very edge of the, you can see it right here, right there. And it just barely goes over the edge of the shell. So normally I would cut it if it was too long, but in this case, it actually works perfectly. And what I'm going to do is pull it as tight as I can, and then I'm going to bend it over the edge of the shell to hold that wire in place. Okay, So you can see I have completed the shell with the cage around it, and I've bent the eye pin in on the edge of the shell as seen right there. Now I'm going to put it on the chain. Oh, almost forgot the jump ring. You have to put the jump ring on first. The eye pin loop won't fit around the chain. So we're going to open up the jump ring. I like to use 2 pairs of pliers to do this. You can use your pliers in your wire cutters or just your fingers, but we're just going to open it up like that. So then we can put it around the eye pin loop. And then you also need to make sure that once you close the jump ring, you can fit it over the end of your chain. Now I've already seen that I can put this through, but if not, then you should close the jump ring around your chain as well as the loop. Then this is permanent, but if you have a jump ring big enough, you can change your necklaces out. I closed it up just like that, and now I have my necklace. There's one more thing I need to do before I wear it, and that's make sure it hangs the right way. So it's going to hang like this, and I like the way it hangs because the shell is facing forwards, so I am happy with it, and we're finished.